I've literally never heard of a fighter hours before a fight get food poisoning. I don't know, but something's fishy here. They're called nerves. You fight through it. You did the weigh-in last night. You did the weigh-in this morning. But all of a sudden, a couple hours before your fight, you have food poisoning? Something's fishy to me. Anyway, I'm going to talk to the IBF. This fight must be rescheduled immediately.
Well, all right. You heard it. Oscar De La Hoya is taking this straight to the IBF to argue for his fighter, Oscar Duarte, and why they deserve the next title shot, the next fight for Richardson Hitchens, IBF Junior Welterweight title, as he decided to pull out of the fight hours to their co-main event of the Mario Barrios versus Ryan Garcia card. A highly anticipated fight. A lot of boxing fans were excited to see all the crap talking that was going down between the both of them. Richardson Hitchens being one of those outspoken guys, one of the most outspoken guys in boxing, one of the biggest mouths, says, you know what, man? I made the weigh-in. I made the second day weigh-in that the IBF installs, where you're not allowed to weigh over 10 pounds of the contracted weight limit, so it's 140 pounds. He's not allowed to weigh over 150 pounds on fight day, which is absolutely depleting the fighter. I don't know why it's a rule. It's the only sanctioning body that actually does this, that enforces this in championship fights. But he gets through all that, says he goes and has breakfast at a restaurant, eats something bad, and gets food poisoning, and so sick to the point where he had to withdraw, cancel his fight, pull out of the fight against Oscar Duarte. I mean, the amount of time and the amount of money that's spent going into these camps, and mostly important, the time that you spend away from your family, the toll that you put on your brain, all the sparring that you put on your body, everything, just to be canceled. Robert Garcia, you're training for Robert Garcia to be your trainer. Robert Garcia's putting in all this time to Oscar Duarte. They're thinking they're going to get paid, and just like that, bah, fight's done. Oscar De La Hoya may have a point here. He may have a point and a reason to be feeling a little fishy. Ryan Garcia, in the locker room before the Mario Barrios versus Ryan Garcia fight, says, you know what? I've been sick before my fights too, but I still went in there and fought. I think this guy got cold feet.
I don't know if he was really sick. No, he got cold feet. Stuttering at the interview. You think so? Unless the weight cut was too hard. Remember, I got sick before fighting Duarte, and I was taking Dayquil. But I'm different though. I'm like, fuck that.
Right.
I'm fighting.
That's right.
Dayquil, shadow boxing, sweating, 4 showers.
Oscar De La Hoya says he thinks things are fishy. He's claiming that is ducking him. Oscar Duarte was live during the fights when they were interviewing him, saying that he ducked me. Released his own statement on Instagram, talking about the whole situation.
Amigos, estoy conmocionado con la noticia de que acabo de recibir, que Hitchens no va a pelear, que supuestamente se enfermó. Esta mañana yo lo vi bien en el segundo pesaje de la IBF y pienso que lo que pasó es que me vio tan decidido que vengo yo por mi título mundial, que vengo a noquearlo y le dio miedo. Hay cosas raras pasando y solo espero que los aficionados merecen la verdad de todo esto que está pasando.
Now, the question is, was Richardson Hitchens that sick? That sick? And mental-wise, he was thinking, nah, bro, there's no way I could go into this fight like this. There's no way I could go. I feel sick as hell. I feel like throwing up. Was he just nervous? Or was he really that sick? Because of the IBF rules, he looked like a goddamn skeleton on fight day. Don't forget, on Thursday, during the press conference, there was somebody who kept coughing in the mic while everybody was talking. Who was the man that was coughing? Richardson Hitchens. There was a flu going around. We know this because Mario Barrios was noticeably sick. The way he sounded, the napkins during the glove selection. But Mario Barrios didn't pull out of his fight. He fights for the WBC. Doesn't have all this weight cutting, second day weigh-ins that he has to make sure he does, right? He's actually allowed to eat the next day and regain all his energy, put all these nutrition back into his body, have him feeling good for the next day. Richardson Hitchens, no. He already looked like a skeleton on Friday and still had to starve himself to the next morning on fight day to make the second day weigh-in. Makes it. And, we talked about him being sick. And then along with the food poisoning, all this could be like his body's just absolutely depleted. So Richardson Hitchens claims that the food poisoning got to him, and maybe it could actually make sense. Maybe he did. But there's another half of the boxing world that is saying Richardson Hitchens ducked him. After all the talking crap and everything like that, people were saying that the new generation, Generation Z, these guys, they get sick and they just don't know how to also, implement a weight cut, and they're soft. And they're pulling out of fights when there's so much money involved in these things. Oscar Duarte and Oscar De La Hoya, in my opinion, definitely got a reason and a point to go to the IBF and try to get this fight. I think it's only right. Richardson Hitchens, you pulled out of this fight. I think it's only right you give Oscar Duarte the next fight at your title, unless Richardson Hitchens ends up deciding I'm moving up to 147, because this 140-pound IBF goddamn rule, they're the only sanctioning body that has this rule. It's just not. I can't do it no more. There's a reason why a lot of great fights don't happen involving the IBF world champions, right? Nobody wants to do this goddamn 2-day weigh-in. Nobody wants to do that. Why would you do that? You're depleting the fighter already, right? So, yeah, man. I want to hear what you guys have to say, though. Oscar De La Hoya says things sound fishy. Oscar Duarte thinks that they ducked him. The boxing world is split 50-50. It's some breaking news. Richardson Hitchens saying he got food poisoning. This is the MMA Boxing Addict channel reporting to you the breaking news, everything that's going down.